Guys, the stock market did not do well today. I think it was the fifth straight red day for the Nasdaq. I'm not sure for the other indices though, but yeah, the Nasdaq fifth straight red day went down almost 2% on the day. The Dow went down what, 0.5%? So the Dow honestly is not doing that bad. Neither is the Russell, even though it went down just over 1% as the S&P went down 1.1. And look, guys, the metals today. Silver went up 5%. Oh my goodness, guys. Silver's pushing $70 an ounce right now. And we have gold up. It went up 1%, not nearly as much as silver, but it's also ripping, pushing all-time highs. Gold's right back to 4,400 an ounce. I mean, look, that dip was bought up like that. Do you guys remember gold sold off from 4,400 in the end of October all the way down to about 3,900? Yeah, 11% correction. Man, we're right back, and it looks like we're about to go right through 4,400 like butter. It looks like we're about to go, dare I say, towards 5,000 an ounce. And the VIX today, guys, went up 7%. Not a crazy day, but it's creeping back towards 20. And you know how quick it could go right over 20 in the matter of minutes, a day, depending on catalyst, how the market's looking. So we're going to break down in this video the charts, see what we're looking like on SPY, QQQ, break down a bunch of stocks, and just in general, I want to go over what I'm looking to do. We're wrapping up the year. Things are going to start slowing down. You know how that goes during the holiday season, right? So I want to break down what I'm doing, all that. So hit the like button, guys. Make sure to subscribe, do all that good stuff. And yeah, let's get into it. So SPY, and you'll notice SPY, QQQ, all these look a little different right now, especially the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ looks the ugliest. And if you look at the Dow, we might as well start there. It actually doesn't look bad at all. If you're just in a couple Dow stocks, if you're just in, let's say, the S&P 500, if you're an index fund investor, you're looking at me like, Stas, are you an idiot? There's nothing going on in the market. What, we're down 2%? All right. But if you're picking individual stocks, especially in the tech space, AI space, like I know a lot of you guys are, and myself included, we're seeing drops more than 1, 2, 3% at this point in time. So if you're looking at the Dow, you're like, all right, nothing's going on really. We just hit all-time highs 3-4 days ago. We're down what? 2%, not even from all-time highs. And if you're looking at the Russell even, it's also right there. We just hit all-time highs 2-3 days ago. We're down 4% from all-time highs. No biggie at all. And the S&P, if we're pulling this up, and by the way, the Dow and the Russell, they're both above the moving averages on this time frame, which is good, but SPY's not, and QQQ's not. Obviously, these have more tech exposure, dragging them down a bit more. SPY's down, let's see, 3%, so almost 3 times what the Dow's down, or at least 2 times what the Dow's down. So SPY's starting to break through these moving averages to the downside, which is not ideal in the short term, but obviously, when in doubt, zoom out. We're still in an uptrend on SPY, and this actually just hit all-time highs just a couple of days ago at 691, and now QQQ, like I said, is looking the worst. This has not hit all-time highs. This has not hit all-time highs since October. We're almost now 2 months since all-time highs, and we're at the same level now at about, what, 602? Same level we were at back in September. So tech stocks, guys, yeah, they're not looking so good right now. They haven't really done anything in Q4, at least if we're looking at QQQ. We're at the same level we were at middle end of September in terms of QQQ. And that wasn't the case, really. I mean, in October, we ripped to 640. It looked amazing. But yeah, obviously, NVIDIA is dragging the market down. A bunch of stocks are, right? We have Oracle now, everything going on there. So there's some fear around AI, OpenAI. I mean, not necessarily OpenAI, but yeah, I mean, there's, I guess, OpenAI, everything going on there. Yeah, that's in the mix too with Oracle. So NASDAQ has not hit an all-time high in a good couple of weeks, but obviously if you're a long-term investor, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't really matter. If anything, if you're buying QQQ, or if you want to buy it, right, Now's a good time, honestly. It's down 6%. Not a bad time to DCA, dollar cost average. But yeah, it's starting to slip. The reality is we might be going down for that 580 low, which honestly might not be that bad for those that are DCAing. And that's not for sure going to happen, obviously. I mean, look, we just took the lows out from the 15th. So 2 days ago, we hit what, 605. Now we got the 602. So we might get a little relief rally in the short term. But if this trajectory continues into the end of the year, I mean, yes, QQQ could go to 585, 590, that area it could be going. But again, either way, I think we're going to do well in 2026. I don't think this market's going to collapse. I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, it's going to crash, take cover, because listen, I don't really believe that. I'm still buying stocks. Literally every week I'm buying stocks, guys. I'm adding, individual stocks. Literally this week, we might as well dive into this now. I added more. What did I add? Of course, VTI, which is what I buy, I mean, every week on repeat. That's a no-brainer. I mean, that's part of what I invest in is an overall stock market index fund ETF. And I think everybody should do that. Genuinely, I think everybody should do that, whether it's your entire portfolio, whether it's 50% or 20%, whatever it may be. You should have something in a broad-based index fund ETF, which is this, VTI. So I bought more of that, and I also bought more Mercado Libre, which I started buying literally a couple days ago. So I'm starting to buy Mercado Libre. This stock's down 25% from all-time highs. I love the growth story here. We're not going to dive too deep into it in this video, but I'm sure some of you guys know about it. Ticker MELI. I love the growth story. They're growing. They're profitable. And guys, the chart looks amazing. This is the 3-year chart on Mercado Libre. Tell me this is not a nice opportunity just based on the chart. And sure, it could go lower. I mean, look, I kind of want it to go lower. 1,600, 1,800. I would love for it to get to that range. That would put it right by the 180 SMA here. You're noticing that moving average. That would be a golden buy in my opinion. So I'm buying this stock slowly. I'm not dumping all in. It's not like Meta where I bought it very quickly. And you'll realize that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you, most of you already know, but if you're newer in the stock market, it's like, oh, should I buy a stock all at once, or should I slowly scale in? It kind of depends, And Mercado Libre is one of those that it's been downtrending all year. This is more of a slowly scale in stock, whereas Meta, for example, which I bought a good amount of after they tanked after earnings. I was looking at this like, all right, I think this is an overreaction. The reason why it's tanking. And I bought the dip pretty quickly. And now it's recovered about $70 off the lows. And it's holding up nicely in this market. That goes to show how strong Meta stock is. On a side note, it's holding up. Over the last week or two, it's pretty flat, which is good considering over the last week or two, QQQ's fallen off a cliff. I mean, look, especially over the last week, couple of days. So that goes to show the strength in Meta. I like that as a shareholder. And again, I built it up pretty quickly. I haven't bought Meta in about a month. Or maybe 3 weeks, I forget, but it's been a little bit because, again, I bought a bunch of shares up front. But Mercado Libre, I'm slowly scaling in. I bought some more on Monday. I think I initiated the position at the end of last week. So, yeah, I'm slowly getting into this one. You guys know Toast is one that I bought this week as well. Well, I don't know if all you guys know that, but some of you guys know that. And Toast actually had a green day today, guys. It had a green day today. TOST had a green day, 1.5% in the green as, again, all these indices crashed. So that is a very good sign that Toast is nearing a bottom. I've been saying that for a little bit, and the thing is with stocks, guys, individual stocks, you can't time the bottom, or you could time it not exactly. You can get close, but you can't time the timing necessarily of it breaking out. That's what I'm getting at here. So I was buying Toast like I think a month or two ago. I started buying it more like 2 months ago, and it was nearing a bottom in my eyes at that point. It went a little lower, but now we're pretty much right back to where we were a month or two ago, and we're noticing a bullish divergence. And overall, man, the strength in these red days, it's actually gone up the last couple of days, right? Or it's flat, or at least if you're looking at last week, it's up from last week. That's a good sign. That's a sign that we're nearing a bottom. It's not for sure guaranteed, right? But that makes me comfortable as a shareholder. And if you also look at the charts here on Toast, it looks good. It looks pretty good. This is the 3-year chart. It's also a nice growth story heading into the new year. So I'm a fan of this one. I'm buying more. Again, I bought Mercado Libre. Now I'm thinking, what else was I buying? I think that might be it for this week in terms of the long-term buys. I've also been buying what? Novo Nordisk, NVO, which is not as big of a position as those two. Or, I mean, well, I guess it's bigger than Mercado Libre, but eventually I think Mercado Libre is going to be bigger than Novo, but it's a smaller position, Novo Nordisk at this point, but I'm slowly building it out. This is another one that is a slow adder or a slow builder, whatever you want to call it. And they pay a nice dividend, the whole 9 yards. We've covered it before, and it looks like that inverse head and shoulders breakout is still forming on Novo. So I like the way that's shaping up here. And what else? I mean, I got a lot of questions on Google stock. I own Google. I was buying a lot of this in the 150 to 180 range. Now Google's kind of, seen some profit taking, right? The Nasdaq's taking a hit, so Google has come down with that. So we hit 335. Holy moly. Now we're at 297. So Google is down 11%. It's slightly in correction territory. Am I buying this dip, guys? No, considering Google, I've held it for years. It's one of those stocks that I'm genuinely never going to sell. At least I can't see myself selling in the next 5-10 years. I mean, never say never, right? I just can't see myself selling. I've held it for years. I'm going to continue holding it. And my cost basis is a lot lower. So I'm not going to average up here, considering I bought a bunch, like I said, at 170, 200. Actually, I don't know about 200, but definitely in the 150, 160, 70, 80 range. So I'm not going to buy the dip, but honestly, if you're looking at this as a swing trade, it looks pretty good. If you're betting on a rebound in tech in the new year, or maybe to wrap this year up, it looks pretty good still. And if you're not in Google at all, I have to look at the numbers, but I don't think it's too crazily overvalued. I mean, you could start scaling in if you're not in a long-term position at all. This might be the time for that, slowly scaling in. But of course, do your own research. So, I mean, look, guys, we could talk all day. We're in here 13 minutes. I'm going to wrap the video up right now. The point is, man, I'll leave you with this. The point is, don't panic. This is nothing to freak out about. I mean, do you really think the AI bubble is popping right now when everybody thinks the AI bubble is popping? It's good. If the AI bubble is ever going to pop, or if it collapses, whatever, which it might, it's going to happen when nobody thinks it's going to happen. It's going to come out, or it's going to come out of left field and smack you right across the face. Everybody thinks the AI bubble is popping right now. It's not. I mean, yeah, we're seeing a sell-off, pretty big sell-off in certain stocks, yeah, but I don't necessarily think it's the AI bubble popping. Sure, it might be. Who knows? It might be. But I don't think it necessarily is. I think we're going to have another big wind in this rally. I mean, I think we're going to see another big pop in the new year. And if you're selling out of these stocks right now, I mean, I get it if you have an emergency, right? If you need the money, the cash, that's different. But if you're selling because of fears that we're going to see the collapse, I just don't see it. And you might have a different opinion, which is fine. Let me know in the comments. But I just don't think, man, it's the time to sell. If anything, it's the time to buy more or hold. Holding is the best thing, really, you could do at this point. If you have extra cash, sure, buy certain names you like, ETFs you like, go for it. the least you could do is hold. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe, and check out the Patreon. If you want to see how I'm investing, how I'm buying stocks, what I'm doing, check out the Patreon. I do the private portfolio updates on there every single week. There's also a private Discord. You're going to want to be in there. I'll see you there. Link down below, guys. Pin in the comments or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. Cheers. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.